Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. We are again on live, and Mr. Zahid is with me. He is my student, and he's hoping to sit for the test very soon, maybe 4th of June and 6th of June. Am I right, Zahid?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
So, are you ready properly for your exam?
All set.
So, do you have any anxiety before the exam? Normal other candidates?
Assuredly, I do. In terms of reading
What kind of?
specifically,
And okay,
while
so
solving specifically solving questions related to reading part, let's say matching heading and all. Apart from that, I don't have any other anxiety related to, let's say, speaking or other parts like writing and listening. Not at that extent.
so what about your preparation about writing module,
Well,
writing section?
compared to part one, yes, let me begin with. Compared to part one, I'm doing really good with part two because those ideas can be made much more broadened and can use my own idea. But when it comes to the part one, it should be having a good relation with the question or the bar charts and the stuffs they provide on the question itself. So it's a little bit difficult for task one itself. So I'm doing good with
I,
task two more than task one.
I personally love part two of IELTS writing. Part one is not so easy. I mean,
Assuredly,
especially
sir.
the if it is academic test. Okay. So what about your listening test?
Sir, the mistake recently I made with listening part is that sometimes I use synonyms, so which isn't allowed to do it, and I discovered it. And from now on, I won't be using any more synonyms. Whatever they speak about, exactly the same word, I'm gonna write it down on my answer sheet. So yeah,
Okay. So do you love flowers?
yes, sir, I do love flowers. There are specific flowers that I love. Let's say black rose, as I have mentioned yesterday.
Okay. What kinds of flowers and plants grow near where you live?
Well, it depends. Like near my home, there are some specific flowers. Let's say I'm not sure about their name at this moment, but those that grow in Dhanmondi Lake, they are water lilies and precisely some sort of roses and different kind of colorful flowers.
Okay. Is it important to you to have flowers and plants in your home?
Yes, sir. Indeed, it is. It's gonna increase the. I mean, it's gonna give you a good ambience for the guest, and they're gonna like it. And the fragrance that comes from the flower is really good, depending upon the flower itself. But there are some times when you keep those flower plants and you don't take good care of it, they can become a breeding ground for mosquitoes, which is gonna lead to dengue. So we should be uh, much more cautious about this as well.
Okay. Have you ever bought flowers for someone else?
Yes, indeed. Recently, I have bought flowers for my friend.
ওকে সো আমরা অলরেডি একটা কমেন্ট পেয়েছি জায়েদের জন্য একজন লিখেছে জায়েদ হি হ্যাভ হবে না ভাই হি হ্যাজ হবে হি হ্যাজ অলওয়েজ বিন এ গুড স্টুডেন্ট সিন্স grade 3 he had great knowledge on grammar he never had any problems in any subject especially in English and Arabic Jahid is a bright student Rafae Shahzad do you know him
Yes, sir. He's my friend, all the way from India, Kolkata specifically.
so you have many friends of many of different countries.
Yes, sir. Alhamdulillah, I do. And he's the closest of all of them. He
I
used
see.
to
He
be
was your
there with
class.
me.
He was a
Yes,
neighbor or class friend. Class friend.
he was my he was my class friend. Let's say since grade two, and
Oh,
still
I see.
we are in contacts.
Okay. Next question. এটা হচ্ছে এখন কিউ কার্ড ইটস অ্যাবাউট কিউ কার্ড সো ইউ ক্যান থিঙ্ক ফর 1 minute দেন ইউ হ্যাভ টু ডেলিভার লেকচার ফর 2 minutes সো এই কিউ কার্ডে খুব খেয়াল করে অ্যান্সার দিতে হয় যে 2 মিনিট কথা বলা যায় এবং রেলিভেন্ট কথা বলতে হবে ডেসক্রাইব এ রিভিউ ইউ রিড অ্যাবাউট এ প্রোডাক্ট অর সার্ভিস you should say where you read the review what the product or service was What information does review gave about the product or service? And explain what you did as a result of reading this review. You can think for 1 minute, then you have to deliver lecture for 2 minutes. 1 মিনিট think করে তোমাকে 2 মিনিট বলতে হবে। Are you ready?
Yes, sir, I am.
You can start.
I would like to begin with a specific product that is one of my clothes shirt, which I brought recently from an online store. I have read reviews about that product. The first 10 product that was 4-point rating as well as 4.5 rating. They specifically mentioned about the way it is stitched and put together and the material of the fabric as well. But they haven't mentioned about how long it's gonna take to get delivered. But when I inquired about it, they told me that it's gonna take, let's say, 72 hours. Listening to them, I have ordered it and waited for 72 hours, but there wasn't any response from their side. And then when I have asked about them, they mentioned that they outsource it to some different entity to deliver this product. Therefore, they were really sorry about the delivery delay. Apart from that, everything they have told about the reviews, the about the product is all good. And after 3 to 4 days bringing that product from the same company, I got a new T-shirt from it as well. But this time, it didn't match with the review it was given on the site. Let's say about the stitches and the details of the shirt itself. I mean, the T-shirt itself. This time, the stitches were a little bit loose, and the other details weren't put together, so it looked a little bit odd. Therefore, I would suggest that whenever you go to buy any online products, you should go through those reviews, precisely mainly those 10 reviews of 4.5 and 4 rating. Thank you.
Well, your part 2 is over. Now is part 3. Online reviews. What kinds of things do people write online reviews about your country? About in your
They
country?
mainly, okay. So in my country, mainly they write about the product itself, how it is, and what the use of it, and how they got benefited, whether they are satisfied with the service or the product or not. And sometimes they complain about the same thing as I have mentioned about the delay of delivery.
Okay. Why do some people write online reviews?
Well, some people do write online reviews mainly to share their experience regarding that product specifically, or sometimes they do it just to raise awareness regarding that product.
Okay. Do you think that online reviews are good for both shoppers and companies?
Assuredly, it is good for both shoppers as well as the companies. The shoppers get to know more about this product in details from the point of view of a customer itself. When it comes to the, I mean, those business person or the one who is running those business, they get to know about their product, the mistakes they have made, or the things they can rectify in the near future. So obviously, there is benefit for both of the parties.
Okay. Customer service. Do you agree that customers are more likely to complain nowadays?
Well, actually, it depends upon the situation, depending upon the product itself. If it's mainly based on service, and if the service is not up to the mark, they're going to make more complaint. But when it comes to different products, let's say clothes or the product that is used once or twice, so they won't be giving more complaints about it. Completely depends upon the product and service they're complaining about.
Okay. How important is it for companies to take all customer complaints seriously?
First of all, they should go through initial assessment. If they think that it is a valid complaint, then they should take it in account. So there should be initial assessment of those complaints, and then they should take it in account.
Okay, thank you very much. Your score is 7.5 to 8 today. So that's
Thank you so much, sir.
all for today. See you on the next live and next interview. Allah Hafiz. Take care. Bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.